Today, a juror in the Kilpatrick corruption trial stopped the testimony to ask for a moment of silence to honor the victims of the school shootings in Connecticut. The entire court paused to think about the children and the heroes who lost their lives, but then had to continue on with the testimony. 7 Action News investigator Heather Cataldo joins us now. And Heather, sounds like one of the witnesses seemed to change his story today.
Yes, Stephen, this was one of those days where they were actually questioned 4 different witnesses. The first witness, Johnson Akinwusi, seemed to change what he'd said last week about whether Bobby Ferguson's employees did any real work on a recreation center construction job. The next witness further hurt that part of the case when his testimony did not seem to match Akinwusi's. On Friday, Johnson Akinwusi told the jury in the Kilpatrick corruption trial that his city contract stopped after Kwame Kilpatrick became mayor, until Akinwusi bought Kilpatrick some pricey custom suits. The former owner of JOA Construction also told the jury that when he partnered with Bobby Ferguson's company, XL Construction, XL partner Michael Woodhouse did not do any real work on the $7 million Heilman Recreation Center project. But today, Akinwusi said something different. He testified that Woodhouse, quote, did his portion he was supposed to do to some extent. Ferguson lead attorney Gerald Evelyn also called into question Akinwusi's claims that he stopped getting city work when Kilpatrick took office, getting Akinwusi to admit that he never submitted any bids to get work during that time. Detroit's former mayor, his father, and Ferguson are on trial, accused of racketeering and bid rigging. Akinwusi also testified on Friday that he asked the owner of Fashion International in Southfield for advice when he allegedly couldn't get contracts, and said Lanre Alabiusu suggested he pay for some custom suits Kilpatrick already had in layaway.
The mayor was my customer. We don't talk about our customers.
When it was Alabiusu's time to take the stand, he said Akinwusi is the one who brought up wanting to buy a gift for the mayor. Alabiusu says he merely suggested making a payment on the suits in layaway instead of purchasing new items. Alabiusu did help the prosecution, though, when he testified that he called Kilpatrick to tell him about the nearly $4,800 payment that Akinwusi had made on the mayor's suit bill. Alabiusu also drew laughter from Kilpatrick and Ferguson when he mentioned that Kilpatrick still has an outstanding bill at his store.
Is he still your customer?
Of course. I mean, still my customer now. He's my friend.
Kilpatrick attorney Jim Thomas also asked Alabiusu if he ever saw Kilpatrick with large amounts of cash. He said no. The successful tailor also described how Kilpatrick always had to make periodic payments for the custom suits because he couldn't afford to buy them in full. While those 2 witnesses didn't seem to hold up the Fed's claims very well, the next one did. Coming up tonight on 7 Action News at 6, you'll hear from a city construction manager who said Bobby Ferguson threatened her job. Stephen and Joanne.